Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Krista Atkinson, and I'm here to do some Celtic Reiki on you. I'm super excited today because I am sharing with you something brand new that I just came up with and just practiced on myself yesterday, but it feels so powerful and I went so deep that I just wanted to share it right away. If you don't already know this, I am a student of Sarah Louise Tilsley, who is on YouTube as Reiki Dreams 911. If you don't follow her, please go ahead and do so. She's amazing. And I'm currently in my master level training with her. And in this level, we are working with Nordic Runes as well as creating our own essences. So, what I mean by that is taking several different energies from the different Oghams that I work with, which, if you've watched my videos before, you know are the Celtic Reiki symbols, and taking the essence or energy from each of those and combining it with each other to create a new essence. And I'm also going to be combining them with the essences of Nordic runes and creating a very fully cohesive, thought out essence energy flow that's going to work from top to bottom for a journey, if you will. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started today. So if you will, please get comfortable, whether seated or lying down. I always recommend lying down. Imagine your head is here, your feet are down here. And if you will, go ahead and take a couple of nice deep breaths for me, in through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly, just so you can feel relaxed. And we're going to light some incense. This is wood sage incense, and I'm going to use this for a bit of cleansing and protecting of your body. Just going to take this smoke and wave it over you from head to toe, cleansing you from crown to root, beneath the feet, coming up the body. This is quite a pleasant smell. It's earthy and woodsy, natural, a little bit sweet, very pleasant, not overwhelming, but nice and potent. So I encourage you to just keep taking deep breaths in through your nose, holding at the top of the breath, and letting your breath out slowly through your mouth. With a big exhale, feel free to sigh if you want. That really helps reset the nervous system. And when you feel like you've had enough cleansing breaths, just go ahead and return to your normal breathing. Running all around, cleansing and protecting the space in your body. I'm just going to let the rest of this incense burn in the holder right next to our table here so that we can smell its lovely smell throughout. And then I am going to place this really cool fossil that I find to be very grounding. I mean, it's found in the ground, right? It's grounded and rooted in stone. It's very heavy, and I just feel like it brings a lot of levity and protection. And we're just going to run this from the top of your head all the way down your body, all the way down the Tai Chi pole, the middle line, the chakra line, all the way down under the feet. Then I'm going to place it between your feet, the bottom, for the remainder of this healing so that we can just keep you grounded and rooted in. And I encourage you to imagine that you have roots growing out through the bottom of your feet into the earth and connecting with the network root system happening beneath the earth with all the trees and plants and every beautiful thing that Mother Nature gives us. And your root system is getting nourished, cleansed, protected, healed, rooted, and grounded through this system. And you're just drawing this wonderful, beautiful energy from Mother Nature beneath the earth in through the roots that go into your feet. And that energy and light and groundedness spreads up your whole body, anchoring you into the earth, keeping you grounded and protected for today's Celtic Reiki healing session. And on top of that, I'm just going to add a little bit of grounding spray. It smells really yummy. On top of you, some nice aromatherapy happening today. This is also kind of an earthy, woodsy, yet sweet scent. And then to go in with some selenite and truly cleanse out anything that isn't serving you from head to toe. Anything you've picked up today or this week from other people that doesn't belong to you and isn't helping you or serving. Any negativity, toxicity, anything hurtful that doesn't belong to you. We're just going to cleanse and get rid of that so that we can make space for this positive, energetic healing that will be happening in a few moments. And then just moving the selenite down the body and doing that all the way down, especially in this heart area where we hold on to a lot of resentment and grief and sadness. And not that grief and sadness don't have their proper place in life, but if you're holding on to any that isn't serving you and is causing a lot of negativity and toxicity in your body, we just want to break that up and cleanse it out so that we can make room for this really, really cool new energetic essence that I'm introducing today. Spoiler alert, it's called the Balanced Badger. That is what I have named it. And you will find out why soon. And just moving the selenite cleansing wand down the body into the root of the body and removing everything that is not serving your higher purpose out through the bottom of your feet into Mother Earth for her to cleanse and transform into energy that is useful, helpful, positive, and healthy. Okay. Now I'm going to place a crystal on each dantian. Dantian is the Chinese chakra system, and we're mainly working with the upper dantian, which is the forehead, usually right around where the third eye would be, the middle dantian, which is the heart center in your chest, and the lower dantian, which is just below your belly button in what you might know as the root area. And for the upper dantian, I will be placing this beautiful amethyst crystal up there to help receive this beautiful healing into your body. It's going to be just off camera because with your head right here, you're not going to be able to see it, but I'm placing it just above your head. Okay? And then for the heart, this beautiful, or middle dantian, the heart center, this beautiful raw malachite, this gorgeous emerald green. I'm going to place that right on the chest in the middle dantian. And then for the lower dantian, this really amazing smoky quartz cluster, a little mini one. I have a larger version, but this is light, so it's easier to place the weight of that on the body down there in the lower dantian. Okay, so like I said, today we are going to be working with a new energetic essence that I have coined the Balanced Badger. And we're going to start out with the Noon Ogham. This is representative of the ash tree. And this is about intuition, clarity, and introspection. So I'm going to be putting that up here at the upper dantian, which is the head, which is where you would get your intuition, clarity, and introspection. And I'm going to pair that with the Algiz rune, the Nordic rune Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. Algies, I believe, but if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. And when I add this essence to the Noon essence, Celtic Nordic ash tree, and funnily enough, these runes are made on ash wood, together, these two energies are going to create a calm, protective, introspective energy for clarity and safety of mind and spirit. And they are going to create the archetype of the scholar. So this is all about inner clarity and protection up here at the upper dantian. So I'm going to place that rune and that Ogham stave there. Now for the middle dantian, I have Ulian, which is honeysuckle. And the honeysuckle energy is about joy, expansion, growth, optimism, creative flow, and attracting positivity. And I'm going to put that on the middle dantian at the heart. And I'm going to pair that with Suelo, which is the Nordic rune. And when I put these two essences together, these two energies together, they create an energetic essence of success, vitality, positive outward expansion, and achievement and life energy. They create the archetype known as the visionary, and this is about growth and illumination. And just so you know, I'm coming up with all of this by knowing what the essences or the energies of each of these things are, and then pairing them together and kind of doing a cohesive, adding them together in a cohesive way, the way the energies would work together. So this is, based on the research I've done and what I've learned from my teacher, etc. And then for the lower dantian, we're going to be using the Strafe Ogham, Celtic Ogham Strafe, which is the blackthorn, which is a very, very strong, energetic, protective tree. It is about facing challenges, overcoming obstacles, creating impenetrable boundaries, okay? And I'm going to pair it with the Awaz, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Awaz rune, Nordic rune. So together, these are going to be a dynamic and active protection and support. It's a very transformative energy, and it's turning tension into strength. And the archetype that these are going to create together is the warrior, which is about challenge and transformation. And I'm going to be putting that down in the lower dantian, where our root is. So this lower dantian is about stability, support, security, and boundaries. So I thought this warrior energy about protection and support and being very transformative and turning tension into strength went best with what the lower dantian represents. And this middle dantian, being the heart center, is about our love and our connection and our relationships and our joy and our, optimism and creativity. And so I thought pairing Ulian and Suelo together with that success, vitality, positive outward expansion, life energy, creative flow, joy, expansion, attracting positivity, growth, and illumination went really well here. And then for the upper dantian, with the combined energy of Noon and Algiz being a calm, protective, introspective energy for clarity and safety of mind and spirit. And it's about that inner clarity and protection. I thought that went really well because this upper dantian is about, our intuition, our wisdom, all the things that go on in our mind, our connection spiritually and whatnot. So we've got the scholar in the upper dantian, the visionary in the middle dantian, and the warrior in the lower dantian. So the warrior is challenge, resilience, and transformation. The visionary is growth, illumination, and manifestation. And the scholar is reflection, clarity, and guidance. Think of it as the scholar knows and observes, the visionary imagines and manifests, and the warrior acts and observes. And I believe that all these energies paired with each other at each dantian, and then coming together in an energetic flow between the dantians creates a real balance, because we've got knowing and observing, imagining and manifesting, acting and observing. This is very active. It's very forward action, strength, protection. This is very expansive, manifesting joy, vitality, life energy. And this is very much about knowing and wisdom and acting from a place of using our intuition as well as our wisdom. So when we bring these energies together, creates a nice balance and a good solid way forward, combining courage, optimism, and wisdom. Courage and strength, optimism and positivity, wisdom and intuition. The scholar, the visionary, the warrior. And when we add the badger to that, and you might be thinking, where did you get badger, Krista? Well, he came to me in my master level Celtic Reiki training with Sarah the other day, on a guided journey to receive my attunements. A badger came to me and jumped in my arms and asked me to snuggle him. And I thought, I don't think this is right. Badgers don't really want to be snuggled, I don't think. Not from what I've seen of them. But this one did. And when I tried to say, I don't think it's a badger, it insisted that it was a badger and that it just was going to be very docile and gentle with me. And if that wasn't enough, after my lesson was over, I was online looking at oracle decks for Nordic Runes, and one popped up that I looked at and realized pretty quickly it wasn't a Nordic Rune deck, so I don't know why it was showing up when that's not what I was searching. It was an oracle deck. And the only card in the deck that was pictured on the advertisement was a badger. And then, I don't remember the other thing, but I know later that day there was another badger that I saw. So I was like, okay, it's a badger. So what does a badger add to this? Well, for the scholar, the badger is going to add steady focus so it can ensure that the reflection happening here is practical. And when you add the badger energy to the middle dantian, the visionary, it's going to anchor this energy with instinct to ensure that the expansion is rooted in reality. We don't want to get so expansive that we lose sense of reality. The badger is going to help keep that expansion rooted in reality. And with the warrior, I mean, I think most of us probably know badgers to be warriors. They're pretty feisty. They don't back down. But what the badger is going to do is strengthen persistent courage and allow us to really dig in and endure adversity. So the challenges that we face here, the obstacles that need to be overcome, the badger is going to strengthen our persistent courage so we can dig in and endure it. So the badger is lending its energy to each of these essences in a different way, helping us create the flow and furthering that balance that I was talking about earlier. And then, in the same session with Sarah, she drew a tarot card for me. And the tarot card that I received was the Six of Cups, which is about innocence and nostalgia and childhood and fond childhood memories and kind of a gentleness, a real loving innocence, which you can see pictured on the card. And, you know, Sarah didn't ask me to combine all of these things into this energetic healing. It's just that when I walked away with my notes and also walked away with my homework of creating an essence, and I looked at all this stuff together, it just started to flow, and the curriculum, if you will, just really started pouring out of me. And so when we add the Six of Cups to the scholar in the upper dantian, this is going to add a gentle, heartfelt nostalgia, which is going to help the scholar draw wisdom from past experiences. So all the wisdom that we're working with here in this area to help see us through whatever we're going through. The Six of Cups reminds you of past experiences in a very gentle, heartfelt way so that you can draw your wisdom from those past experiences. And what the Six of Cups is going to add to this visionary in the middle Dantian heart area, Six of Cups is going to infuse heartfelt connection so that creations, all the creative flow and output and joy and just like creative energy happening here is going to be aligned with love. So you're not just going to be expanding, just constantly pushing out stuff without really being grounded and thinking about how it can be aligned with love. So while the badger was ensuring that the expansion was rooted in reality, the Six of Cups is also going to add an alignment of love to that. And then moving down to the warrior and the lower Dantian, the Six of Cups is really going to soften the energy because we've got this really strong, protective warrior overcoming obstacles, enduring, pushing through adversity here. So when this Six of Cups comes along, it just really softens that energy with a remembrance of your past victories. Remembering your past victories can really help add that positive element of knowing that you can endure and move through whatever's going on now. It's really going to help you face your struggle with heart so that when you are being a warrior, you're doing so from a heart-centered place with love and recollection of past experiences. Okay, so if we're putting all of this together in an energetic flow, we have the scholar observing, reflecting, protecting, being nurtured by past wisdom and grounded insight, which is cultivating mental clarity and higher awareness. And we have this visionary expanding, illuminating, manifesting, and it's guided by heart-centered warmth and grounded instinct to radiate emotional warmth and creative flow. It's what happens when we're putting the Ogham with the rune, with the badger, with the Six of Cups. And then the warrior is going to face challenges, transform, endure, and that's going to be softened by nostalgic courage and anchored by tenacity, drawing on strength and resilience. And if we're going to ask all of these to flow together, we're going to say that we are grounded in bodily strength. The warrior faces challenges with tenacious courage, guided by heart-centered warmth. And that helps the visionary expand and radiate joy. And when we expand and radiate joy, we can move into mindful clarity and spiritual insight. The scholar reflects and protects. Each layer is infused with past wisdom and instinctual grounding, creating a very beautiful balance, hence me calling it the balanced badger. So I'm going to go ahead and take my clear quartz and I'm going to implant these Reiki and rune symbols into each Dantian. So in the upper Dantian here, where we have the amethyst, where we have our intuition, clarity, and introspection, and a calm, protective, introspective energy for clarity and safety of mind and spirit. We have the scholar, which is inner clarity and protection with all of these essences and energies combined. We have noon, the Celtic Ogham. up around the head. The scholar, observing, reflecting, protecting, nurtured by past wisdom and grounded insight, cultivating mental clarity and higher awareness. Combining with the algaes, the Nordic rune, to really add that calm, protective energy for the clarity and introspection, creating a safety of mind and spirit. There we have the scholar, flowing then into the middle Dantian heart space, where we have the visionary, who has the Ulian honeysuckle Celtic Ogham and the Sowilo Nordic rune. Here the visionary can expand, illuminate, manifest, and it's guided by heart-centered warmth and grounded instinct to radiate emotional warmth and creative flow. Sowilo, the Nordic rune, Sowilo, and the Celtic Ogham, Ulian, which is honeysuckle. Success, vitality, positive outward expansion and achievement, life energy. The visionary is about growth and illumination. To the lower Dantian here, where we have the warrior. We have the strafe Celtic Ogham, which is helping us face challenges, overcome obstacles, and creating impenetrable boundaries. Very, very strong protection. There's a lot of tension with this. And combining it with the Awaz rune. Combining these is a dynamic and active protection. It's supporting transformative energy and turning tension into strength, making it the warrior, which is about challenge and transformation. And when we add that badger and 6 of cups to this Awaz and strafe energies, we get the warrior who faces challenges, transforms, and endures by softened nostalgic courage and anchored by tenacity, drawing on strength and resilience. Strafe and Awaz. And then bringing it all together in the energetic flow, we are grounded in bodily strength. The warrior faces challenges with tenacious courage, guided by heart-centered warmth. The visionary expands and radiates joy, creativity, positivity, growth, life energy, positive outward expansion, vitality, success. And then through mindful clarity and spiritual insight, the scholar reflects and protects. Each layer is infused with past wisdom and instinctual grounding. And we are achieving a very balanced energy with all of this that helps us move through every stage energetically that we need to pursue and face what we want and need to pursue and face. So this balanced badger is this new energetic essence that I am excited to have created for you. And I hope that it feels just as good to you as it did to me, if not more so. And now I'm just going to do a really quick sealing of everything with my kyanite wand. All of the space that we just cleared at the beginning, all the negative things we pushed out that weren't serving you, we're closing that up so that more can't get in anytime soon. And then we replaced all of that space with this positive, balanced badger energy, this essence, with the scholar, the visionary, and the warrior. And so I'm just protecting that and sealing it in so that you're able to keep it and use it. All right, everyone. That is it for today. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm still a newer creator trying to build my channel, and I love all the comments and very much appreciate them. So any likes, comments, shares, and subscribes are very much appreciated and very much help me on this journey. And that's it. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day or night.